So we're talking Shmos, Perek Yudalid, Pasuk 22, Chaf Beis. It says, Vayavo b'nei Israel b'toch hayam bayabasha, ve'hamayim lahem choma miminam u'mismalam. And b'nei Israel went into the water, into the land, and the water was a wall from the right and from the left. But then the same Pasuk, almost identical, 29, Chaf Tet. U'b'nei Israel hachu bayabasha b'toch hayam, ve'hamayim lahem choma miminam u'mismalam. It seems to be the same thing. B'nei Israel went into the land, into the water, and the water was a wall on the right and on the left. What's the difference between the two psukim? Well, the word choma, first of all, in the first pasuk is a malay, meaning it's full, complete, chet, vav, mem, he. In the second pasuk, 7 psukim later, it says chet, mem, he, choma without the vav, incomplete. The Medrash Yalkut Shimoni explains choma is similar to the word chema, wrath, that God was perhaps mad, or the water was mad at the Jewish people. Why would they be mad? Well, the Kli Yakar on Shmos, on that pasuk, actually the first pasuk, says what's the difference between choma and choma with a vav and without a vav? Explains that the water is mad at the Jewish people when they go by Yabasha b'tochayam. If they just jump in the water only once they see it's dry. If they see it's dry and then they jump in, that's not so praiseworthy. As opposed to the very first time it says it, Vayavo b'nei Israel b'tochayam bayabasha. A lot of the trailblazing Jewish people saw the water and knew it was going to split because God said that He was going to perform a miracle, so they jumped into the water. B'tochayam bayabasha. In that pasuk, it is malay, it is complete. But my question is, what makes somebody a b'tochayam bayabasha, and what makes somebody a yabasha b'tochayam? So let's look at again closely at pasuk 29. Yabasha b'tochayam. The people that jumped in the water only when they saw it was dry land lacked emunah, lacked faith, because they were holchu. B'nei Yisrael holchu b'yabasha b'tochayam. Because they saw only themselves in the prism of something happened in the past. I came about. Now it's just me. They don't see themselves as a continuation of something great. They see themselves only the here and now. They're here and now. It's me. Whatever I can do to get secure. Yabasha b'tochayam. However, the people that have the amunah, the faith, who to jump in b'tochayam b'yabasha, they are the ones who see themselves as a continuation from the past to the future. They see themselves as a cog in the wheel. How do you see that? From the word vayavo b'nei Yisrael. The word vayavo is a very interesting word. Yavo is future tense. Vayavo is past tense. That's called the vav hahipuch. The vav hahipuch puts something in the future and makes it related to something in the past. It's a connection, the past and the future. The idea is that when you see yourself as just a cog in the wheel, you're part of the process. That gives you the fortitude and the wherewithal to be somebody who is a b'tochayam bayabasha, jumping in the water, and then that will turn into dry land. That is what Hashem would call a full wall, choma, chet, vav, mem, he, as opposed to the chema that would be seen if you just relied on your past laurels. And now with this approach, we could understand the Haggadah a little more clearly. The chacham says, what are the laws that God has commanded you? Asher tziva Hashem Elokeinu etchem. And the Rasha says, what is the service that you are doing? Maha avodah hazot lachem. And the difference seems to be minimal at first glance. They're each saying, what are you doing? But if you look closely, there is a very big difference. Let's look at the Rasha first. He says, Ma ha'avodah hazot lachem, to you. You using the lamed. If you look at the alphabet, aleph is the first, taf is the last letter, and then the middle, the very middle, is a lamed. So the lamed represents where you are right now in the present. Aleph represents, from the vantage point of a lamed, is the past, and taf, from the vantage point of the lamed, is the future. So the Rasha says, look, what was in the past is in the past, and now it's me. Uvinei Yisrael holchu vayabasha b'tochayam. In other words, the Rasha is the person who is going to be jumping into the water only if he sees dry land. The chacham, on the other hand, he looks at everybody or everything as Asher tziva Hashem Elokeinu etchem, aleph to taf. He realizes that we are all part of the process, past, present, and future, aleph to the taf. Therefore, the chacham is a vayavo. He's a vayavo b'nei Yisrael, and he is more likely to jump into the water while it's still water, and it will turn into dry land. And what about the she'eno yodei lishol? It says at petachlo. Literally, it means the female, the lady, you will open him up, but that doesn't really make sense. The answer is aleph to taf, tachlo, meaning you want the she'eno yodei lishol to realize what the chacham already knows, that we are about the past and the future. Our present is predicated on understanding that this chut hamishulash lo bimheira yinatek.